What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut, and today we're going to discuss the Daunte Culpepper trade, which occurred during the 1999 NFL Draft. Now, the original part of this trade saw Minnesota acquire 3 draft picks from the Washington football team in exchange for quarterback Brad Johnson. So how did this trade work out? We're going to start by looking at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the first pick that Minnesota got was the 11th overall pick in the 1999 draft, which they would use to select quarterback Daunte Culpepper. Now, Culpepper was a backup as a rookie before winning the starting job for the 2000 season, and he had a strong first year. He led the team to an 11-5 record. He threw for a league-leading 33 touchdowns while adding 3,937 yards and 16 interceptions. However, he regressed a bit in 2001, as he ended the year with only 2,612 yards, 14 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. However, it should be noted that he missed the last 5 games of that year with a knee injury. Now, he would have the worst season of his career, at least as a Viking, at passing-wise, in 2002, as he would throw for 3,853 yards, which is solid, 18 touchdowns, but a league-high 23 interceptions. All said and done, he did add 106 carries for 609 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground, which helped him salvage his season. This was the year that he was on the Madden cover, so some blame the Madden curse for his bad luck that year. Now, he had a nice bounce back in 2003, as he would throw for 3,479 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. But he would have a career year in 2004, as he would throw for a league-leading and Viking franchise record 4,717 yards, a league-leading and Viking franchise record 39 touchdowns, and only 11 interceptions. Now, he would have a rough year in 2005, as he would throw only 1,564 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions through 7 games before he would suffer a serious knee injury that ended his season. Now, ironically enough, at this point in time, Brad Johnson was back in Minnesota as the backup quarterback. And when Culpepper went down, Johnson would step in as the starter. This, coupled with some disagreements with the team's management, left Culpepper unhappy in Minnesota. He demanded a trade, and he was sent to the to the Miami Dolphins. Now, he was a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time first-team All-Pro, a 1-time second-team All-Pro. He led the NFL in yards 1 time, he led the NFL in passing touchdowns 2 times, and he is listed as one of the 50 greatest Vikings in their history. Pretty solid pick, but they would send him to the Miami Dolphins in exchange for a 2006 second-round pick. And this pick would become the 51st pick, which would be used to select center Ryan Cook. Now, Cook, he would essentially become a backup lineman, and he took over the starting right tackle role in 2007. He would hold that job for 2 years, and he was adequate. Now, he moved back into a backup position in the 2009 season before sharing the right guard job in 2010, but he ended up getting cut prior to 2011. Now, Minnesota got 2 more picks in the original Culpepper-Brad Johnson trade, the next of which was the 73rd pick in the 1999 draft. This would be traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for the 44th pick. And with the 44th pick, Minnesota would select tight end Jim Kleinsasser. Now, Kleinsasser would spend 13 years on the Vikings, where he would serve as one of the league's better blocking tight ends. He also took some reps at fullback over that time. Now, in his 13 years, he would appear in 181 games, starting 130 of them, while he recorded 192 receptions for 1,688 yards and 6 touchdowns. He would add 43 carries for 147 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, he would retire after the 2011 season. And while he's not necessarily a household name, he was a very valuable piece of that Minnesota offense for 13 years. Now, that covers the beginning. We still have the 2000 second-round pick that Minnesota got from Washington. This would become the 56th overall pick, and they would select tight end Michael Boreau. Now, Boreau would never play in the league, as during his rookie year, he was shut down due to hand and knee injuries, and he had a rare neuromuscular disorder that effectively ended his career starting in 2001. Very tough luck for him, but... So next we have the Washington football team, who got quarterback Brad Johnson. Now, he had a career year in 1999, as he would throw for 4,005 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, while leading Washington to a 10-6 record. He would regress in 2000, however, as he would throw for only 2,505 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions over 12 games. Now, he was allowed to walk as a free agent in that time, but Washington would definitely regret that move. They would sign Jeff George instead of him. Brad Johnson would go on to win a Super Bowl. Jeff George did not. All said and done, though, he was a one-time Pro Bowler for Washington. So that covers Minnesota and Washington. We still have Pittsburgh and Miami to discuss. We'll start with the Miami Dolphins, who got quarterback Daunte Culpepper. Now, Miami decided to trade for Culpepper rather than sign free agent quarterback Drew Brees. Brees was coming off a shoulder injury, while Culpepper was coming off a knee injury. Now, Brees is more of a pocket passer, while Culpepper is also mobile. And Culpepper had proven himself much more at this point than Drew Brees had. So obviously we know that Miami made the wrong choice, but it is what it is. Now, Culpepper, he had a rocky start in his tenure in Miami, and he eventually got into a heated discussion with a coach regarding a shoulder injury. This injury, coupled with his knee injury that he had suffered the year before not healing properly, ended his season after only 4 games. Over that time, he would throw for 929 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He asked for and was granted his release during minicamp the following year. Not a good move for Miami. Lastly, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got 3 picks in the 1999 NFL Draft. The first of which was the 59th pick, which they would use to select safety Scott Shields. Now, Shields had a solid rookie year, recording 4 interceptions, 43 tackles, and 6 passes defended. However, he would see his playing time reduced in 2000, and he ended that year with only 19 tackles, and he was cut after only 2 years. Then, they also got the 73rd pick, which they would use to select linebacker Joey Porter. Now, Porter was a backup as a rookie, but he ended up taking over the starting job in the year 2000. He responded with a very strong campaign, recording 60 tackles, 10.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery, which he returned for a touchdown. He played well again in the 2001 campaign, recording 61 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and 9 sacks. He had a career year in 2002, as he would record career-high marks in tackles with 89 and interceptions with 4, while adding an impressive 9 sacks. Now, he would miss the first 2 games of the 2003 season after he was shot in the offseason. Kind of crazy that he was able to actually come back and play, but he got lucky. Now, he had a decent year, recording 66 tackles with 5 sacks, but he bounced back in 2004, ending the year with 54 tackles, 1 interception, and 7 sacks. He had another very strong season in 2005, as he would record 57 tackles, 10.5 sacks, and 2 picks. And he would record 12 tackles with 3 sacks in the playoffs, as the Steelers would go on to win Super Bowl 40. He would have 55 tackles with 7 sacks and 1 interception, which was returned for his only career pick 6 in the 2006 campaign. But he would be released after that season as Pittsburgh went into a new era, getting themselves a new coach and wanting to get younger. All said and done, he was a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time first-team All-Pro, a 2-time second-team All-Pro, and he is a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers All-Time Team and the NFL 2000s All-Decade Team. Very solid pick, probably the best player involved in this trade. Now, Pittsburgh also got the 163rd pick in the 99 draft, but they would trade it. We will not be discussing that. I honestly hope you guys enjoyed this. This was the Daunte Culpepper trade. Could have also called it the Brad Johnson trade. Have a good rest of your day.